What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Humbug Outdoors Fishing. It's your boy C. Smith here, and today we're going to be going over a reel. It's my favorite, if not one of my top 3 favorite reels of all time. I use this thing for every species. Those of you who subscribe to the channel know this reel already and know how much I love this thing. It is the Shimano Nasci 4000. And specifically, any of the Shimano Nasci line works. So, we're going to kind of go into this reel, we're going to grab the specs, we'll kind of break it down, what I like about the reel, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video and get something out of it. Alright, so first let's go over some of the specs of this reel. So this one right here is the Nasci 4000 XG. It has 4+1 bearings, 39 inches of line per crank. Has the max drag of 24 pounds, has a 6:2-to-1 gear ratio, holds 10 pound test, holds 200 yards, which is pretty impressive, and weighs 10.4 ounces. So it's a little heavy, but I will take that. I actually really like heavier, more durable reels, especially for the fish that I've caught on this thing. And it comes in about $110. So a perfect mid-range price point. Shimano has done a very, very good job of bringing in some mid-range spinning reels. They have some like the Shimano Siennas, which are about $30. Those ones are pretty cheap. And then they have everything up to the Shimano Stella, which is $1,000 now. I think the new one is like $1,200 or something like that. So they have a lot of mid-range in there with, with your Stratics, with your Nascis, even like I would say the Sahara and the Sedona are more of a mid-range reel in terms of the market today. And they all do absolutely fantastic, but I would say this is probably dead center of their market, and I think it is just as good as a $300 reel. Now, a big question you guys may have is the knob on here. Does Shimano actually sell this knob on the reel? No, I'm sorry, Shimano does not sell this, but good news is it is very, very easy to get. Just go on to Gomexis Tackle, I believe Amazon or eBay has it, and get the smallest thing. I believe it's the 35mm knob. Super easy to put on. I don't know if you see, all you do is just screw that off right there, and then you go in, put that in with the bearings, and then screw it back on. They have a bunch of different colors. They have like a straight gold, which looks kind of dope, but it was out of stock when I went to grab it, so whatever. You win some, you lose some. I actually like this because this is like perfect color with the Nasci with that gold, so I think it looks pretty sick. Yeah, absolutely love this power knob. It has helped me out a lot with some bigger fish. For any of you subscribers, you guys will know of my Tamales Bay shark fishing video I did where we were going for halibut, actually, and I hooked a 30-pound leopard and actually landed it on this reel, which is pretty cool. Also, the 28-pound halibut, plenty of rockfish, plenty of catfish. Basically a little bit, I've even been steelhead fishing with it. So plenty of different species on this reel. This thing has certainly seen its wear and tear on the water, and as you can see, absolutely no corrosion, nothing. Any of you wondering what rod I have this paired up with, I have it paired up with the Shimano Scimitar 8'6". It's their older rod that they made. It's not the new Scimitar, it's the old one. I absolutely love that pair. It's under $200, so it's a great low-budget steelhead rod, steelhead or salmon if you guys are looking for it. I can't go on about how good this combo is. If I had one rod and reel to keep for the rest of my life, it would be this setup, because I can go for so many different species on this setup. What I have on here, I have spooled up with 30-pound Power Pro. I believe it's their super slick. I actually really like the slick compared to the rough on spinning rails. I just feel like it goes through the guides a little easier. And then a lot of times for my leader, it really depends on what you're using for, for fish. But I think right on here I have like 15-pound tied on. It's just a little 6-7 foot leader. Absolutely love this setup. Have I mentioned I love this setup yet? Okay, so we're gonna kind of go over some pros and cons of the reel. I technically have a con, but it's not really a con. So for pros, first of all, you guys know I'm a sucker for good, pretty looking reels, and the gold and black is just beautiful combo, plus with the power knob as well. That gold really helps with the overall look of the reel. Absolutely, just such a slick looking reel. So that's definitely up there. Number 2 is the drag and power this thing has. I mean, I really, at first I wasn't sure with the 4,000. I thought it was going to be too beefy, for what I was going to do. And then I went out fishing for halibut and stuff, and I was looking at my buddy's combos, and I was going, oh, shoot, this is too light. After hooking one fish on it, I went, oh my gosh, this thing handles like those big reels my buddy had. So I love the fact that it actually held up with reels like 2 models bigger. And then it really got put to the test with a shark. So I caught a 30-pound leopard shark on this, and the drag was absolutely screaming, but it worked just beautifully. I mean, that was the moment where I really went, crap, this reel means business. So I love that about the reel. Another thing, probably my favorite part about it is the price point. I mean, $110 for this model. This does not fish like a $110 reel. This fishes like a $250 reel. I would compare this to a Stratic. I would say it's a little lower in the Stratic. I think the Stratic has it a little bit on smoothness of the reel and overall features, but it is very close. I mean, I don't understand how this is 110 and the Stratics are 250, which was kind of my next thing I was going to say. That is the one con, is I don't understand why a reel like this is 110 and yet the Stratics are 250. So I don't completely know the technologies in each, but this thing fishes a sure heck of a lot like a Stratic, and it's $100 cheaper. So, I mean, Shimano, I love you, but I want to know, I'm going to have to do some more research on why this is $100 less, because I barely see a difference. Didn't want to do a review on this right after I caught the shark because I still hadn't had the reel for a long time, but I've now had it for, about a year now, and I have not had one single flaw with this reel. I mean, literally not one thing has gone wrong with this reel, and this thing has been put to the test more than any reel I've had. I've dropped it on jetty rocks. This thing's fallen in the sand. I know for most of you guys know this is my perch, my surf perch and striper reel for the surf. This thing has dealt with some serious crap, and it has worked perfectly fine. I mean, you can tell it's still running as smooth as ever. And the power knob still spins just as fast. I mean, that could go on for minutes. So, overall, that's what I'd probably say on the pros and cons. I know I didn't really have many cons because I haven't yet found a con on this reel. I mean, I've been inside, all the gears and everything, there's no saltwater corrosion, nothing. At $110, you can't beat that. Like, this is just great. On the rocks with the 8'6" spinning rod and this thing, you can feel those rockfish hit so well, yet it still has power to crank them in. I really don't have much else to say of this reel. I kind of went over some of the specs and what I think about it. If you guys have any more questions about this reel, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I will be happy to try to maybe do some extra research and answer your question if I don't know it already. But yeah, moral of the story is, any of the Nascis, 100%, 10 out of 10, recommend this reel. Wow, I mean, does not fish like a $110 reel. That is the basis of what I'm trying to say here. So, if you guys liked the video, make sure to give it a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the stuff you're supposed to do for a YouTube video. And yeah, if you guys want to see more review videos like this, I have plenty of other Shimano products. I have other, I have Akuma, I have a bunch of other tackle I would be willing to do review videos on. And so, yeah, so if you do, let me know in the comments. And so, yeah, we will see you guys next time on Humbug Outdoors Fishing. Yee-hoo!